Hello and welcome, my friends and viewers, to this week's episode of Legendlore, where I draw cool pictures of monsters, races, characters, and classes from D&D 5th edition, while giving a small bit of quickly digestible history about them. Together we'll go over their origins within the game, how they're utilized in the modern edition, and how I like to utilize them in my own games. Today we will be graced by the brilliance of one of D&D's most prominent deities, Pelor. Pelor's first appearance was in 1983 with the World of Greyhawk fantasy game setting for Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, or 1st edition. While he would be updated in 2nd edition, he didn't rise to true prominence until 3rd edition, where he became the default sun god of D&D in the player's handbook. He would also make appearances in 3rd edition's Manual of the Planes and Deities and Demigods. With D&D 5th edition, he has since expanded to the Greyhawk, Dawn War, and Exandrian pantheons within D&D's official worlds, and stands as a neutral good deity. In terms of the current edition, he holds the clerical domains of life, light, and nature, and teaches his followers to alleviate suffering, keep vigilant against the manipulative and exploitive natures of evil, and to always show kindness, mercy, and compassion during the dark times. He is also a patron of summer and agriculture, and his holy day is Midsummer's Day, which is more than self-explanatory. The most common appearance that I usually see for Pelor is either a man with long blonde hair and tanned skin garbed in robes, or a man whose head and facial features are completely whited out by the blazing, blinding corona of the sun shining behind his head. This leaves him featureless and truly otherworldly, and it does make him stand out against most other gods, due to the fact that they simply appear in some form of humanoid with strong features, different colored skin, etc., etc. For this reason, I have decided to keep that detail in my depiction of him. Sometimes he is seen wearing gilded golden armor, which may be a newly acquired detail due to his slow transition into a more martial deity. My depiction of Pelor fuses many of his different aspects together, but I don't exactly portray him as a warrior god. I see him more as a god who works to educate others and embolden their wisdom, teaching them how to spot the darkness and avoid its influence, while helping others to see that same truth, even if they don't follow him. His stance as a god of the sun and agriculture leads me to see him more as a nurturer, someone who brightens the path for those who are lost, feeds them when they are hungry, and only saves any form of malice or violence for those who willingly choose the path of true evil. As such, Pelor in my eyes wears a beautiful gilded robe formed of canvas-like material, carrying a staff and a handful of seeds that he throws to plant and bloom as he needs. The top of his staff has a dream catcher sort of design of its head, as he strides through his orchards and fields of wheat at Elysium. Light clerics to Pelor are very rare in my setting, as Pelor preaches tutelage and education above harsh violence to combat evil. And so they are his few chosen warriors who are dedicated to the destruction of an evil that he deems worthy of the fires of the sun. Nature and life clerics are a lot more common, and occasionally a paladin may swear an oath that matches the core of his teachings. I also found him to be a very good patron for druids to follow, but I tend to leave him out of the selection for celestial warlock patrons or divine soul sorcerers. He doesn't need to have that kind of specific influence in the mortal world. In terms of magical items that I like to use that are aligned with Pelor, there is Ajira's Rod, which belonged to a paladin of the same name, that was capable of removing disease and regenerating lost limbs, and the Dawn Stars, a set of 4 heavenly maces gifted by Pelor to 4 of his solar angels, as a reward after they rescued one of his most devout worshippers from the 9 layers of hell. I've included homebrew item stat blocks for these 2 items in the description below. Pelor stands as the archetypical light god of D&D, an easy pick for good-aligned characters, but also capable of some very in-depth nuance and symbolism in regards to his portfolio. Thank you guys all for watching, and if you want to keep updated on the next Legendlore, please subscribe to the channel, click the little bell icon to be updated, follow me on social media for progress of each art piece as it comes down, and comment down below of your own depictions of Pelor and how you like to utilize them in your own games. Also, comment what other stuff you guys would like to see on this series. Until then, we'll see you next time.